Hello, welcome to my tutorial series, Object-Oriented Programming for Mobile Website Development. So, in designing our Bootstrap class, we've decided we need to redesign it, and because the previous Bootstrap class wasn't effective, we need to use our URL variable from .htaccess file. So, the first thing we do is just implement an empty function like that, and then call it get URL string. So this function, all this we do is to get our URL strings. So here we are now establishing a condition to say if that is set, if it's set get URL, that means if there's anything typed at the URL address bar, that condition becomes true. So what you want to do here is to create a local variable to hold that value. If else, you can put a counter condition there to say else that equal to null. Null is a posh way of saying nothing in programming. Okay, and then you want to return that to yourself. Okay, so a very simple function. All this we do is just return. Check that if there's any string attached to the URL bar, return it. If not, return nothing. Okay, and now the second function we want to implement a function that will clean our URL data. Okay, so go ahead and call it URL data and then brackets and curly bracket function block. Okay, so what we do here is to grab that. See, the moment this get URL string returns that value here, then that function is done its job. Okay, so here likewise you always assign all these local variable to hold that value. A method implemented in this class, you can use this keyword for that. So you're accessing method with that. Okay, now now that you've got that established, at this stage you want to issue a prig match. That's a PHP keyword that will match whatever string you stipulate here. So we are trying to issue a regex expression, right? And we want to strip slashes from all that URL. That takes one parameter, and then you also want to trim it. That takes another parameter, and is this variable you want to go right in there. Okay, so the condition you want to match, space that R, space that double quotes as inside there goes your statement. Now first goes your, right, between that percentage sign, hold down your shift key, press the key number 6, that arrow will pop up. See that? And then space, put a $sign there. Between that and that $sign, you can put your square brackets followed by curly brackets. Inside that curly bracket is your start and the maximum amount of strings you want to allow, the maximum number of strings to be allowed. Between that square bracket goes all these characters. This is called white listing because you are listing all the characters you want to accept. But if it's the characters you want to reject, then it's called blacklisting. At this stage, you may want to allow numbers 0 to 9. You want to allow question mark for issuing your get variables, get request. And you also want to allow a dot, underscore, just a few for now. If you want to allow, obviously, double quote should be allowed. But to use it here, you need to backslash it, so it will be recognized as a string when you issue a backslash. You also want to issue a /. Now, wrap that up in a single quotes. At this stage now, you want to issue an if statement to check if that condition is true. If it's true, what do you want to do? Else, you issue a counter condition. This else, what you can do here is to return a false. So assign that value to false, and you want to echo something for the user to see. So you can echo a statement to the user to say some restricted characters detected. So you're saying some restricted characters detected. Please remove and try again. And at this stage, all you have to do next is to exit that script from there. So run no further because something has gone wrong. But if it's all true, what you want to do here is to issue a strip tags as well. At this stage, you want to strip off all tags from that string. You see, so we are systematically now cleaning our URL data. So when you call this method, if the condition is true, that will match. So anybody trying to type anything dodgy in your URL string cannot get anywhere beyond this line, because if that's not true, then that value will be null. You know, the code will not run and they will exit the script with this output to the user. I'm trying to minimize this screen so you can see all that in one screen. All right. So having done that, we need to create another function. Call it, what shall we call this function now? At this stage, you want to create a URL strings. You know, want to convert that URL string into array. All right. So, but here, if you want, you can return URL. You can return URL string here if you like. You are returning it, that's fine. And then you are assigning that to a local variable called URL. So what you have to do next is to create another function, call it create URL. So this is the function that will convert that URL string into array. So if I minimize that function, that we have enough room. See, we've got two functions implemented already, and we're going on the third one. This will convert that URL string into array. And to do that, what you have to do is to call this. Likewise, create a local variable to hold that value, and then paste it right at the end of statement. You can use self with double colon to call a method within the same class. Because we are matching that pre-match data from this clean URL data function, so we need to see if that is equal to 1, and that will be a true. But if not equal to 1, will be a false condition. And when that is false, so you just return that data as you see it. Call this method here, get URL string. When that is not equal to 1, you get URL string, and then create a local variable to hold that value. Self double colon calling method end of statement. So when that is not equal to 1, give us that. But if it's equal to 1, you can continue your statement from there. See, so we're trying to now do something with that URL string. At this stage now, we can right trim it. This function, what this will do is to trim off any trailing forward slash in the URL string. And it takes one variable called URL. String you want to trim with or trim off is the forward slash. So trim off trailing forward slash from a string, and assign that to a local variable, and this one will also explode that method. This is similar, but they are like opposite. Explode first goes your strings, or you want to explode. You are exploding without forward slash, just splitting it in the array format, so you can index those array and extract the keys. the values that we hold will be equivalent to what links that is activated when the user clicks a link. But at this stage, what we want here is the keys only, because array hold key value pairs, right? We are interested with the key only. So with that, so at this stage, when that is done, once that is exploded, you can go ahead and return it. So return that variable. End of your statement right there. So to go through that again, first you will clean that data and issue a condition if URL is not equal to 1. In other words, if it's false, 1 is true, 0 is false. If it's false, return it. If it's true, then do some magic on it. So at this stage now, I will end this video here and then continue from the next video to carry on with the code. But you can see what we're doing. It's nothing really complicated. First, get your URL string, clean it up, and then create an array from that. And now we can carry on with the next function to use it to make some decisions. Then after that, we'll now implement our try catch class. Okay, so see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.